Finally, after all these years, Mofu, you're through. Light speeds, go!
Mahang.
Tragedy had befallen the House of Mouse. The giant blade of the Mickey Mouse House Club Robo lay in sight of the full moon. Oh, sorry! Epic Mickey just got announced for a remaster and I was checking up the deets on that. What's that you say? There's Disney references in this week's KingOhger. Say it ain't so! That's right, y'all. We're in the endgame now, and we're just diving in with Gira confronting Dugdead after everyone is hovering awkwardly off the ground. As the Cuxus Castle finally rises up, just to pull a failure to launch and come tumbling down, and Gira's hopes with it. The end. Oh, that's not it? Fake out, you say? Because all the citizens make their way to the kings, raising up not just their moral support, but their spirits. Against all orders, everyone from every country stands by their kings. Of course, this takes about 9 minutes of showtime, so probably 30 minutes relative time, while Dugdead finally decided that he's had enough and sends out his army of dead? Cloned? You know what? Whatever the hell these Bugnaroks are. While Gira and the gang have an army of 40 citizens, but through the power of copy pasta, multiply that by 1,000. And with that, it's finally time for
Avengers! Assemble.
Listen, it was low-hanging fruit. I'm not the only one doing this. Everyone's doing it. Which is why I shouldn't have done it. Damn, not hipster enough. But it is the most called out reference that this fight has going for it. The hand-to-hand fights down below, the large enemies overhead being shot with regular-ass lasers. Folks from different countries forming a proper unifying force, while Enkasopa, with the help of that Raculous Secrets guy, look for a way to make that immortality stone still. The issue is, a lot of these folks just don't know how to fight. So if only there were more folks out there that actually could throw hands. Well, it looks like Dugdead got the memo and made revived clones of his jesters? That was an option? Really? He's finally done being Mr. Fair, pulling out a Frieza and getting ready to nuke the world, when suddenly, I hope you watch that KingOhger summer film, because the relevance meter just hit a whole nother level. With Devonica undoing those Not Snap folks and bringing them back. Deathrack was just the first through the gate last week, throwing hands with Kamajim while bringing that pep talk to Gira. While Jeremy's mom... Whoa, space fight! You caught me! Sorry, but this segment is brought to you by Silk. Oh, not the real brand Silk. I'm talking about that spider milk. That's right, Mama Spider is back and kicking ass harder than Gotchard Ignite! OG Boshamar also returns, reuniting with Duga to reform Shugadam's twin blades! Hold on there, Hercules. You ain't king no more. But you sure acting like one. Himeno's parents get back on salary, while the KingOhger's version of the Air Force is here, with Hiroki and Karas taking the Oja calibers and transforming, joining the fray in style. Speaking of stylish, Cleo and Kuroda looks like they're gonna be fighting in the sheets after they save the world. Soft-spoken Garojim roided up and Hulk smashing! Now where are the main characters in all this? Why, eating rice and enjoying the happiness. Is Dugdead really just sitting on his hands while all this is going on? Well, looks like someone got the memo, because here's the cue for Double Dead Rainior to show up, take back his blade from Regulus, just to show him how it's done. Giving a speech about endless change of life that sow the seeds to what the others were missing in order to rebuild what they've lost. But this was all the time the dead had remaining, as they leave the land of the living, and Boshamir says something unaudible that makes Duga crack with emotion. Here it comes. The final battle! Rating time! Oh boy. Joking, budget, Avengers memes aside, this was indeed a monumental episode. Sure, there are some inconsistencies. Let's get those out the way. Why even have the Caucasus Castle take off to begin with? Were there those that simply just said, screw it, we're gonna take our chances? Because Kalimjin never boarded. Even then, one could say that it was an act for Dugdead, but he was still just sitting there, like he wasn't gonna even check on it anyway. Devonica showing up. When did they tell her? Sure, I thought it was a glaring omission previously, but seriously, where'd she come from? Also, I guess even though Rainior did get dusted in the film, he somehow returned. Lady Hiroki had her she's not evil redemption in the show, so also, why still put the evil makeup on her? And then, of course, there's the clones of the Jesters. However, I just wanted to get those out the way to say that this episode will be getting the Sononi Suzume Double S rating. Disney been missing notes since Endgame, and Sentai out here coming at you with 0.5% of the budget with the same level of toy sales. I mean, am I wrong? Sentai may be getting all y'all's attention, but these toys ain't selling. You know who I felt was missing but necessary during this sudden revival of folks? Gin, Yama's mentor. He's a deep part of Yama's backstory and the least seen of the previous folks. He might have been pivotal in giving Yama the encouragement of what was needed to be calculated. Not only that, but it's implied that he passed away before Yama even made it to adulthood and nowhere near being king. So that would have been one hell of an emotional scene. But I guess in hindsight, the people that they brought back were people that were dead before their natural time. So it's possible that that's the reason why they were selectively brought back and not any who died from natural causes. Another thing that I felt was a missed opportunity, who knows, it could still be in the finale, is Dugdead is the father and master of the Shoe Gods, commanding legions of duplicates to what the kings use. Yet, we never saw anything more to it. I was hoping that he'd make an army of Dark King-Ohgers, but that never happened. Maybe he can make that next time and have them just pile together to form one giant clusterfuck mech. It just seems like a waste. Overall, this episode did a good job of highlighting every character brought in, giving the main cast time to rest to put on one hell of a show. Really, Boshamar returning, since never being here to begin with, was quite the experience. Regulus thrown in with his two guards, with it being on the side of justice, did have me grinning with glee. And whatever Boshamar told Duga at the end had that man emotionally wrecked to the point that it was a gut punch for me watching. Right in the feels! I speculated long ago that I would have liked Suzume to get the Oja caliber, so we would get our first female Black Ranger. But, you know what, I'll take the consolation prize of still getting it, just with Hiroki at the one at the helm. Jeremy's mom, Nephila, is back in the game. Though I wish there was some exchange between her and Deathnarak, but that's another thing. Though Deathnarak was revived when the others vanished, he stuck around. Because he's in the preview pulling out his own fangs of defiance. So, did Tarantula Abyss give up his Shoe God soul or become one with Deathnarak? I don't particularly know, but he might be one of the keys necessary to get out the Tengen Toppa Gurren King-Ohger. We'll see how things get wrapped up next week, but really, this was one hell of a ride of an episode. And since it didn't end this week, but next week, I know that there are plenty out there that want a compilation film of episodes 48 through 50 with some added scenes. maybe get a little bit more budget on some of that green screen scenery, but definitely fund that shit. Overall, really there wasn't a lot to digest this week. Just a lot of eye candy, ear candy, and a roller coaster of substance. But those are my thoughts. What are yours? What did you think about this week's King-Ohger? Are you ready for it to end? And who would you have liked to see come back? Anyway, that's it from me. Until next time, bye.